Hello and welcome to this Good Vibrations reading for this week of April 10th, 2016. So we are right in the Aries energy and I'm feeling it. We're surging ahead. We're out of that dreamy Pisces place and we're starting to take real action this as we enter into Aries. It's a very fiery, I love the get up and go that I feel, and I am seeing it with my clients and others around me too, which is exciting because we can't stay in the dream space forever. So as much as we might like to, it is about getting down to work and getting some things done. So this week, I just love these Sabian symbols, and so I decided to tap in for our theme this week, and it was Gemini 6, which is known as, or the image of that is Workmen Drilling for oil. So you get the sense that we're working towards something, and this is big soul mission stuff. It's not an easy job. It's not quick. It takes many people. It takes many parts of us, I would say, too. And it's a long process. There's a lot involved. But then when we hit that gold, when we hit that oil, that is a precious resource that is within us that has been, I want to use the word melding, for a really long time. It's like beautiful crystals that lay under, the Earth's soil layers over many, many thousands of years, and they get their strong properties because they're under the surface. It's all purposeful. But now, because we're drilling down, we're quite vulnerable, perhaps in some areas of our life. We're drilling down, and as we do that, it reminds me of the new moon that we just had. I did a ceremony through the Wild Woman Project, and she talked about a shoot of grass or a plant of any kind, and what it takes to go through the surface as it's making its way up. And if we try to help it and brush aside the soil, it comes up and it immediately falls over. It's like it needs the resistance. And that's what I'm getting with this Sabian symbol, is that the resistance that we're meeting as we drill down, you think about the augers they have to use for that. They're immensely powerful. And it takes a lot of teamwork and it takes a lot of energy and effort. But when you get to what you're looking for, you look back and say it was all worth it. Okay? So I'm really tapping in this week to the precious resource within you that wants to come bubbling up and that you're working your way towards without even knowing it. Because what I want to say to you, that striking it rich is about raising your vibration. That's why I do these readings, and that's always my intent when I'm pulling the cards, is what is it that's, for those that choose to participate, what is it that's going to raise their vibration or give them good juju, as I call it. What is it that is going to do that? Because it is a scientific fact, although they haven't proven this yet, but many, many people, thousands of people have experienced the fact that when your vibration, when the energy within your energy sphere raises, everything gets easier, things flow, synchronicities happen around every bend, and it's like you're just led on this amazing tour that is meant for you only, and life gets truly pretty magical. So that's my intent for you, and I want to make that clear in my readings. I'm looking at whatever it is that can help you along that path to get there, okay? So I'm going to get into the first cards. I decided to, or I was directed to use the Archangel Raphael deck, Healing Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and the The messages from your Animal Spirit Guides deck by Stephen Farmer, which is very action-based, okay? And I want to say the Raphael cards are the natural resource. They're that precious resource within us, okay? So for those that chose the golden wing image, I chose all the images very purposefully. There you are. That's golden wing energy. So it's the fresh air card. Give you a minute to take it in. What the card says is, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me breathe easier in all ways. The precious resource that you're drilling down to, that all the circumstances in your life are leading you towards so that you can strike it rich on that oil that's sitting there, is the fact that everything, it's like when you take in a really deep breath, everything is leading you to a place where you will be able to breathe easier, where you won't be like literally going through your day holding your breath. I don't know if you experience that, but I certainly do, where I realize that I've been holding my breath for like a good 5 minutes. I am not breathing normally. So everything, that's the precious resource that you're drilling down to, is this sense of just ease and flow, and where it is very angelically led. That is, that golden wing is very meaningful to me with this card, where things just get easier, and they might not feel easier right now, but think about that blade of grass image that I was talking about in the intro. It has to have the resistance in order to propel it, to have the energy to propel itself up through, shoot through the top, through that soil. It's like it has to have the resistance. And that's how the oil builds when we think about the Workmen drilling for oil. They have to, that oil has to have the resistance of all the pressing down over thousands of years in order to create a precious resource. Same for crystals, same for anything that we consider a precious resource. So that's the piece that's wanting to come through. And how do you do that? It's the camel energy comes through, so you get a sense of the resilience. And it says, trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. Get the sense that those that chose the golden wing are feeling kind of bad right now. Things aren't easy. Things aren't clear. But boy, you've got everything. The camel energy, that animal can travel for miles and miles and miles and be perfectly healthy and have everything it needs and not need water for days. I don't even know how long, but that's what it's known for, is that it carries everything it needs with it. So trust, for those that chose the golden wing, trust that you have what you need to get through these challenges, and it's leading you to a place that you're just going to breathe easier. Life will feel like you can take deep breath after deep breath, and not in a way that means that you're calming yourself down, in a way that is fulfilling and like you just want to take in the resources and richness of life, that you want to take the time to breathe it in because you're just devouring every ounce of what your experience will be. Okay? Beautiful. Love the golden wing. For those of you that chose the baby's ear, the infant's ear image, the card that comes up for you, the precious resource that you are drilling down to, whether you realize it or not, is the Prayer Works card. Again, this is from the Archangel Raphael deck by Doreen Virtue. What I was immediately drawn to this what I was immediately drawn to in this image was that baby's ear. It was like it was gleaming, like just like a beacon out at me. I didn't notice the angel. it was the baby's ear, which is interesting. I never know what's going to pop out when I look at these images, these cards. And this has certainly come up in many readings before. The card prayer works. It says, "Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for hearing and answering my prayer of," and there you would add in the details of your prayer. What you're drilling down to is a sense of the pure divinity of your divine self in the infant form. It is the pure innocence. It is how you start every lifetime as you're growing in your mother's womb. The soul is certainly present. From what I've read, by about 3 months, that's when the soul decides, okay, that one's for me, and it comes in, and then you're embodied, you're incarnated, you're considered incarnated at that time. And then you have all your cosmic influences on the day and time you're born, the location where you're born. But what I'm getting is that you're drilling down to a core intention that you set when you incarnated in this life. Like, this is something very, very deep. And it's like you're in touch with that part of yourself at the time when the ear was forming. This is time in the womb. And this is a key part. It's very hard to get specific on this because each individual is going to be so different. But it's like that part of you, that very innocent part of you. I want to be like really gentle on this message. That very innocent part of you, as your ears were forming and a new sense was born and you could begin to hear even within your mother's belly. You know, there was that added, every time a sense gets added to a baby's formation, it's like a whole new world is born again. And that everything gets richer and deeper. And this is why we choose to incarnate, because we can't have this earthly experience anywhere else. This is one of a kind. It's very special. It's very special. And so it's as if you're drilling down to something that baby that was you set forth and really set as an intention coming into this life. And you can see why it's hard for me to get specific, because it's going to be different for everybody. The messages from your animal spirit guides card that goes with this is the boar energy. And I did immediately, I got a sense of groundedness, and of course, heart energy with all of that green. But the groundedness, it was like obsidian crystal. The boar energy says, face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. And I think, though intentions for each individual that chose that chose the baby's ear image, although those are very unique intentions, I feel like, the base of it is the fact that at that stage, you knew that you could conquer anything. And as you received that gift of hearing within your mother's womb, that it caused almost this warrior feeling, like there is nothing that I can't do, because now I have the gift of sound. And then more senses developed on top of that. And that there's nothing that can stop you. Babies do not have fear. And this is the groundedness that I noticed in the boar image. My hands are pounding right now, so I know I'm onto something. I'm sorry if this is a little vague on this card series, but the groundedness of the boar, that black energy, is about our root chakra, and I very much believe in the chakra system and the importance of keeping us tuned to the fact that we need all of them and all levels of our field, and the energy is flowing up and out and down and around, and it makes almost like a donut around us because it's going up and it's going down, and we need to take advantage of the whole thing. And you see, babies know this. They are encoded and know that when they come into the human body form. But as we experience life, we come to learn things from our parents and other authority figures in our lives, institutions that we're part of. And that is a sense of programming. Nobody's doing anything, meaning to do anything harmful, but you can see how the pure wisdom of the baby form, even within the womb, really gets clouded. And these are what are referred to as veils. We get veiled from our own wisdom, and we forget that indeed we can face our problems head on, that we can have complete confidence. Babies they don't have that fear. They don't have the fear because they know that they are the divine in form. So, boy, I feel as though for those that chose this image of the baby's ear, that you may be feeling a little fearful about some things. But please reconnect with that divine you that was forming in your mother's belly, that knew it was the divine in form, and knew that it had courage, confidence, and absolute warrior ability in a loving way. Warrior doesn't have to mean killing and striking everybody down. It can be very loving and fulfilling. But it's very grounded, and it's very compassionate towards the self and others, and strong in its boundaries and strong in its actions. And that goes perfectly with this Aries energy that we're in. So I hope you will embrace that and have connections back to that divine spark within you that has always been there but has been buried for a long time. If you chose the unicorn image that I had put up, the Archangel Raphael card, which denotes the precious resource that you're drilling down to, is caffeine free. Don't get freaked out. I'm not asking you to drop coffee. I saw this and thought, oh boy. But I love that unicorn image. The card itself says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask that you cut my cords of attachment to caffeine so that I may honor my body's natural rhythms without chemicals." Now, that natural resource that you may be drilling down to, you possibly could be going through steps to cleanse your body, I would say. And that it could mean stripping out caffeine and parts of your diet that, processed foods or sugar, what have you. That certainly could be it. Also, exercise feels important here. Some change to the physical form is what you are drilling down to. And what the soul is kind of wanting to bring up is that it is very important that we pay attention to our body temple. We have been given the gift of being here at a very important time on the earth. There are many different systems that are all coming to pass, and the tide is shifting. The age is shifting. We are shifting into the age of Aquarius. And I believe we're in the middle of making the shift. It's hard to quantify when that happened or is happening, but I feel we're in the middle of it and have been for a while. And so this is a time that we chose. We wanted to be here to witness what was going to happen, and also to be a part of this most magical circumstance. This doesn't happen every day. And so there were many masterful souls who chose to come because they have a very important mission here. And if you chose the unicorn, you're one of these people. Not everybody chose to come and do work in terms of lighting up the earth grid and, assisting with bringing light into some kind of low vibe places, helping to transmute energies. And certainly we all are here to have an amazing experience and to enjoy our life on earth and to bring heaven to earth at this time. So if you chose the unicorn image, I do feel you have a very important mission here. I do feel that it is important for you to pay attention. My heart is pumping fast. That it is important for you to pay attention, particularly to exercise, getting going on doing some type of, I want to say, circuit training, something where heart goes up, heart goes down, where you're kind of interrupting the pattern. I don't know what you've got going on in your life, but it's worth looking into. Something where you can get that heart going, because your heart center needs as much assistance as it can. And I'm not saying that meaning I see a problem with your heart. No, in terms of your broader mission, everything is our soul connection. The gateway to it is in the heart center. It's literally in the heart chakra area, like a chamber. And that is sort of, I want to call it the garden gateway. And our connection is kind of the key that goes in this gate. And then we have the beauty and the option of being able to go up through this part of the chakra system, down through the lower chakras, and creating kind of a holistic kind of spiritual experience that's also very honoring of life on earth. Like, we came here to experience things, so we don't want to look away or escape. So exercise is particularly important for grounding and for really bringing the best of your vitality forward. And it just allows your light to shine that much bigger. I mean, it feels big. I think that's why I chose a unicorn that was, launched up, because that was rearing, because it just feels like, yep, that's what you are getting to, and your soul is wanting you to, is encouraging you to keep going. If you've got something like that started, or not, please do look into it. And it doesn't have to be that you run, or it can be swimming. It can be anything. But it feels like the physical body suit wants a little attention. Okay? It's to get that va-va-voom going, because then your light just goes boop, 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 boop. It's like a big sonic boom, and it goes out further. And it just assists the whole heart process, that container, that important gateway of the heart. And as we work the physical heart and get the beats, switching it up and having a little bit of running and a little bit of walking, or a little bit of swimming and then floating, or whatever, as we work on a circuit type of a routine, it works our own circuitry. So that feels important to me, and it's a lot of power. That's the unicorn image, a lot of power, but it's meant to serve a mystical mission in addition to your physical vitality, which is important. Please don't lose sight of that. We're not here to just sit in and meditate 24/7. We're here to participate and be part of this and bring our light into many different situations and enjoy it and be the best kick-ass example of ourselves that we can be, okay? And to encourage others to do the same and help if we can. And if somebody doesn't want help, that's okay. Trust that they've got it. They can do this. Okay? I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit. This is like, whew, really ramped up energy. So what goes with it is the weasel energy from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides deck by Stephen Farmer. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your ears, eyes, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. Your body is like a radar. It's like a big antenna that goes up into the sky. This is your energy field. It is your personal sonar field. And there are things coming in, and the more attuned you can get your body by really honoring what you ingest, how much water you're getting. I just started doing gem elixirs. I put a little gem, bought this special water bottle where the gem can sit in the top and the water can just flow over it, and then every time I drink it goes over the gem. So little things like that, it encourages me to drink more water because I'm like, yes, I will take some of that crystal energy. Bring it. A lot of green, a lot of color in your diet. Paying attention. Pay attention with the sound of the crunch in your mouth or the savoring of the flavor. Really honoring what goes in, and then how much exertion you give out, because it just amplifies everything. And you people who picked this unicorn, I mean, you have a big job here. Everybody has a mission here, but your team is, your soul's really wanting you to realize that your energy field matters very much and it is needed at this time. So honor it and boost up the vitality. That's the precious resource that you're drilling down to, is about getting to this amazing honoring of the bodysuit in addition to your spiritual nature. It's the beauty of both together. So thanks everybody for being part of this, and I look forward to talking with you next week.